Hello.
Hey guys, we are still in Carriacou. Looks like we might be here for a week or so. So AJ decided maybe it was time to start working on some projects.
Yeah, autopilot RAM, starting to work on that.
Yeah, so if you remember, our autopilot has not been working and
works intermittently, just not, yeah.
Back in St. Martin, we ordered a new autopilot RAM, which is a little bit different than the old one. The old one isn't still made.
It's obsolete. Cannot get the same one anymore, so
this was the closest thing.
I got a new one. Closest thing. It's a B&G name brand. Closest size to what we have in there.
Yeah.
So that's the new one.
Yep.
That's the new one, and well, it's the back end of it, but here's the old one, which runs and connects to up there. So I'm in the process of removing the old RAM. I'll place them side by side so we can see the differences. And the new one is shorter than the old one, so the mounting is going to be different. I think it'll still work. Turn my light on here. This mounting angle here, which you can see is bolted to the bulkhead down there, and it's an angle. Because the new one is shorter, I think I'm going to have to remove that and turn it around and bolt it to the other side of the bulkhead. I'm going to have to turn it around so the mounting is over here on this side. So we'll see how that works. The rough measurements I've done so far looks like it'll work. I may have to put some new holes in the mounting angle into the bracket, but we'll see. The other thing that's concerning is this hole here. It should still work. It'll fit in the hole, but this thing pivots when it steers, and I think there's enough room for it to move around in that hole. If not, I'll have to make the hole bigger, which I don't want to do. So we'll see.
Yeah, so you know, every simple project.
This isn't a simple project, but
yeah,
it's as close to simple as I could
make it.
Yeah, we'll see. And we're close enough to resources in Carriacou. There is a, let me put it on me. There is a budget marine here in the anchorage. So if I have problems, there's also 2 boat yards too. So I should be able to, if I need something fabricated, I may be able to do that here.
Yeah, hopefully.
The other thing is we're just a day sail away from Grenada. And I don't need autopilot to sail, so that's not going, if you know the worst happens and it doesn't work,
yeah, we just hand sail.
It doesn't strand us.
Yeah, we can't count on our autopilot anyway. We've been hand sailing,
hand
steering
most of the time is better than not working.
Yeah, that's true.
But now that I have you back on the boat, it's way easier. Just before sailing by myself, I couldn't trust it at all.
Yeah.
I'd have to heave too if I needed to come downstairs for any length of time to leave the home.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's the beginning of the project. I imagine this will take us a week or so.
I hope not.
Okay.
I'm hoping once I get this RAM out, and it should be out in 10 minutes. So I've already undone most of it. Then I can start doing measurements and rough fitting and seeing how it works. So
okay.
I got 2 bolts to undo right here, and then this old RAM is out.
Okay. All right. Well, keep you posted.
Alright, I just got it unbolted. Actually, let me show you something else. So, you see now at the bottom, all the oil in there, the RAM is leaking. I did rebuild the RAM. I put new seals in it, and lasted a couple months. And still leaking oil. Don't know if it's leaking enough oil to cause the failure, but I'm hoping it is. And that the new one won't have any problems whatsoever. So, get out of the hole here. There's the old one. So I have to take this out. It's mounted to a board. I'll take it out. Actually,
It's a lot different. Looks a lot different.
alright, as far as size goes, so mounting is about right there. And the end of this ram,
That comes
you can
out
see,
like that one.
is about 2 inches, 2.5,
Yeah.
maybe 3 inches shorter.
Mhm.
But all the math and everything says it still should work.
Okay.
Because this is further back, so if I flip that around and push it forward, it should work. And the throw, as far as how much the ram comes in and out, still says it should work for this boat.
Okay.
So that's the next thing, is to figure out the geometry. I need to take this new ram off the board and start rough playing with it and measuring and fitting and see what happens.
Okay.
But yeah, I just hope this is the answer to all our autopilot prayers.
Me too.
'Cause,
Me too, because it's been stressful.
yeah, I'd like a reliable autopilot. If it's not, at least
Yeah. What if it's not? Then what do we
that's a
do?
computer problem, I think, would be the next thing, which is to buy a new computer. I mean, I've updated it. I don't know. I've updated everything. I've checked all the connections, you know, all that stuff. So all the computer software is current. But again, it's still, I don't know how old this is. It's you know,
Right.
at least
Outdated.
13, 14 years old,
Yeah. Does come with the boat, you think?
maybe. So it
Yeah.
might even
Be
you know,
20
it's a
years old.
2000. So it's a 20. It could be 24 years old.
Yeah.
So regardless, you know, I've already done the mechanical stuff as far as replacing the seals, and that did not work.
That didn't
It's still,
solve the
it's
problem.
still leaking, and it's still having the error.
Yeah.
So the other mechanical thing I didn't do is they say replace the brushes, which I didn't do.
Mhm.
But replacing the brushes doesn't fix the leaking problem. So
All right. Well, let's see if we can make it fit.
yeah, next step. We'll show you the stuff as I get stuff done. Alright, so got the old one out and the new one, side by side comparison. So from center, so I basically roughly lined up the center of the mounting plates here, and we're about so from the center of this to the center of that, we're about 3.5 inches shorter on the new one, which I knew. So that's where I think I need to take. I haven't stuffed the new one in the hole yet to see, but I think I'm gonna have to take this plate and turn it around to the other side, and maybe utilize, I haven't measured yet, but hopefully I can utilize two of the existing holes and probably have to drill 2 new holes to mount it, but we'll see. That's the next step, is stuff the new one in the hole and see where it lines up. Alright, so here's my next problem. The pin. So this pin goes in the end of this. Take it off. So this goes to the quadrant, this pin goes in, and then there's a cotter pin that goes on there, which is fine. But it gets bolted in. This is my old pin, this is the new pin. It gets bolted into the quadrant. So the quadrant is here, and you can see this new one is quite a bit shorter, a good 1/2 inch shorter than the old one. The old one is barely long enough to get, I can get most of the threads on. It was like that. So when we bolt this onto the quadrant, most of the threads are on there. I'd like the old one to actually be a 1/2 inch longer. So which means the new one is about 1 inch too short, ideally. So I can use the old pin instead of the new one. But also, if you'll notice, the diameter of the new one is bigger than the diameter of the old one. And then I realized on the old one there's this little sleeve that was inside here. Just this and this are the same diameter. So I took the sleeve out of this one, I can put it in this one to then use the old one to fit in there, which works good. The only problem or concern I have is the old one is a smaller diameter than the new one. So obviously it's weaker than the old one. So I've got to figure out if I can get, I don't think I can get a longer one of these. Obviously I can't narrow the thickness of my quadrant. It's possible I could find a longer one of these. I don't know. A bigger diameter. So I could be able to get this diameter in this style. Basically a bolt with a smooth end on one side and a hole for a cotter pin. That may be hard to find where I'm at now. So what I think I might do is I'm going to install the old one. And I'm going back to the States. I may be able to order something that'll work better, that's stronger, or as strong as this, the new one. So I got some thinking to do, see what I actually want to do. The new one will not work with the new pin. So I'll probably have to install the new RAM with the old pin, which is a smaller diameter, which is not as strong. And I don't know if I'm okay. I might be okay with it temporarily, which is probably what's going to happen. I need to think on it a little bit more. The other thing I did today was so here's where the pin mounts. So here's the old one, or no, this is the new pin, and you can see that does not come through. I need at least a 1/2 inch. I'd like 3/4, so I can get a nut on that. Here's the old one, which comes up, so I can get a nut on that. So I'm going to have to use the old one, probably temporarily. And the other thing I did was this mounting plate I moved to this side. I haven't taken the new RAM and set it on here and see how it all fits up yet. I'm tired. It's 6 o'clock. I've been working on it for 6-7 hours. I'll resume tomorrow. But this was remounted and I figured out I got a problem on that. And I just gotta figure out what to do. So anyway, boat life, boat projects, nothing's ever goes as smooth as you need it to, but I'll get it figured out. So here's the inside. So this was rotated around to the other side. I just reversed it, and I'll probably have to drill some new holes in here to mount the new RAM, which is fine. Then it took me forever to mount that, so I got to take it back off again to drill new holes. But before I do that, I had to put it on, so when I put the new RAM on, I can figure out where the holes need to be. Anyway, it'll be at least a whole nother day. I'll go to Budget and see if they have a pin for my quadrant. I seriously doubt it, but who knows, I might get lucky. Anyway, I'll show you more stuff when I have more stuff to show.
So we decided to take a little break from all the weather talk and all the projects. especially the autopilot, and go for a little snorkel here in Carriacou.
wake up this morning and check the weather. The tropical system is now more threatening, so we are going to haul anchor and move to Grenada, further south. So obviously I'm not done with this project, so I just gotta we're gonna hand steer, so no autopilot for this trip. It's only about 6-hour sail, so not too bad, but anyway, our boat is a wreck. We need to get that cleaned up so we can actually get out of here, and hopefully it won't turn into something really nasty, but we should be okay. But anyway, the meantime is we got to clean up all this stuff. So the boat is rigged for living, not rigged for sailing, and projects included. So anyway, shift of gears. You know, we do what the weather tells us, and the weather tells us to get the hell out of here. So anyway, see you guys.
Hey guys.
Hi.
It is Thursday morning at 10 o'clock and June 27th, and a little deja vu. So we're running from a storm. Invest 95 is on its way somewhere to the lower Caribbean islands. We're not really sure where it's going to end up. We're hoping it's going to turn a little more north. But we were in Carriacou, which is about a 6-hour sail from Grenada. So we've decided to
Further south to Grenada.
Yeah, head as further south as we can. We think the storm's going to continue to track just a little bit north, like probably hit St. Lucia again, like last year. And if we get down around Grenada, we should be, you know, pretty well out of the
Out of the way.
Yeah, out of the way, and any of the back winds that come off that storm. So anyway, for you guys that are wondering where we are or how we are and are watching the weather, yes, we are aware there's a storm, and we are getting out of its way. Hopefully the worst we'll see down there is about 20 to 20, maybe 30 mile an hour winds. But anyway, we'll keep you posted, let you know when we get there. It's
we have no autopilot.
Yeah, we have no autopilot. We started taking that.
Project.
Yeah, AJ was taking that apart yesterday to repair it, so we're having to hand steer all the way down. But it's a beautiful sail.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, so far we're, you know, doing between 6 and 8 knots, and we've got our buddy boat, like literally right next to us over there is Remedy. So yeah, we'll keep you posted. Okay, guys, we made it to Grenada. Again. We are in Woburn Bay, which is around the corner from Prickly. We like it better over here. It's a little breezier. We did just look at the weather update again, and I think all but maybe one of the models is showing the storm more north between actually basically where it came in last year, between St. Vincent and St. Lucia. Which is great for us. It looks like if that continues and stays on that course, we should get very minimal impact here. You know, maybe 25 mile an hour gust. And of course the rain.
There's still one model that shows it coming straight over Grenada. So.
Yeah, so we'll continue to watch it and see. But we're here tucked in a bay that I think will be pretty good for us, so we'll keep you posted. See what we see.
Right, back to the autopilot ram. I had everything in. I didn't film any of it, but I figured out what I need to do. So I have this. This is the bracket that the ram sits on, and I need to lower it, which I think I showed you that before. So it's sitting inside, mounted to the wall, but it's not flush. It's not all the way down here resting on the bulkhead. It's up about 5/8 of an inch. So what I need to do is I need to drop that down so it sits flush to give the ram enough clearance. To do that, I'm just going to take these holes right here, these 4 holes, and slot them. So I'm going to elongate each of these holes up about 5/8 of an inch. So that will get this to sit down where I need it to be. Then also the mounting holes on this new ram, right there, those 4, are different from the old one. So I need new holes drilled, and they're going to be off center. You can see I scribed 1, 2, 3, 4. Those need to be drilled. And then the next thing, when I had everything down in there and holding it up and mocked up to see all my clearances, the pin. So the pin, I think I showed you, is not long enough. This section, the bottom section, is perfect. That gets the arm down where I need it. But this threaded portion is not long enough to come through the mounting hole here. Alright, so that needs to stick up another 3/4 of an inch so I can get a washer and a nut and all that stuff on here. I had a buddy boat over here helping me troubleshoot all this and seeing if I was missing anything or was crazy or is there a better way to do it. And he suggested to put a helicoil in this, which is basically an insert. You drill this out, you tap this, it's a threaded insert that's hollow, it's like a barrel. So it's threaded on the outside and the inside. So I'd thread that into here, and then this would thread in and screw into the helicoil in the middle. So that would be the path of least resistance if I can find a helicoil. Otherwise I have to somehow make this longer. So I could bring it to a shop and maybe they could weld a partial bolt on this to lengthen my threads maybe 3/4 of an inch. That would work too, or have this whole thing machined longer. That's possible as well, but I don't know. I'm going to see what the path of least resistance is. Getting ready to go into town and to the machine shops and chandleries and, you know, all the boat people, boat stores, to see what they have. We have since, I think since I was videoing last, we were in Carriacou. We had since moved to Grenada because of a storm coming through. That's likely to turn into a tropical storm, if not a Category 1 hurricane, which should go north of us, hit probably St. Lucia is where they're talking about now. So I'm glad we moved. But we're here in Grenada and Woburn, Clark's Court, which there's a lot more resources here. So this is where I wanted to be anyway to do all the projects. So if I can find a solution anywhere, it should be here. I just hope, I don't know, we'll see. Going into town here shortly with my buddy boat, Phil, on Remedy, and we'll see if we can get it figured out. So hopefully they can do that within, I doubt today is Friday, around noon. So actually I'm just hoping to get there. And they're not closed for the weekend, because a lot of people leave early on Fridays. So anyway, if that happens, then the earliest I can do it is Monday. And if they can fit me in or not, I doubt I'll get same day service, but we're not planning on leaving here till mid to late next week anyway. So hopefully I can get it done. I'll let you know. Bye.